Hey, good evening, Ken at Tortoise Capital Nightly Strategy Podcast for December 12th, 2024. Here's there's some links to our observer coaching program. That's where you get to kind of quietly watch over the shoulder of our active traders being coached. And then this is a AI 2025 initiative, a research project to add extra analytical power to our models and our sense making. Both of those are at discounted prices before the first of the year. The PTIR trade's still working. So our agenda for the daily report. So here's the sniper trade of the day. This is an Intel in the semiconductor space. Here's where it closed yesterday. Here was a gap down. It reversed. Here's the opening range 10. Here's the breakout from that 10-minute opening range. This is our standard risk box in Intel on the 10-minute bars. That's about 25 cents. It takes off immediately, breaks through the 5-day anchored VWAP, runs all the way to the top. When the RL10 reverses, that's the moving regression line 10. I take the skin of the dragon exit, and on 1 unit of risk, we make 2 units of reward. When the RL10 passes through the dragon and hits the PSAR, I go ahead and get short. It comes down through the VWAP, finds support at the 30, reverses. So I basically just scratch. When RL10 comes through the dragon, I get long, standard risk. It monkeys around a little bit. I get about a half an R. So that nets 2.5 R for the day. I missed that afternoon little run up. This is an effort in DIA on 1 minute. So we're doing some like visual box trading on this one and testing some intraday rules in a simplified intraday pattern. So this is one where I want to, so you can see this a little bit. Here's your RL10. When it reverses and crosses above the VWAP and takes out the descending PSAR, that's my signal to get long. Here's my standard risk in DIA. That leaves us with a slight win. When the RL10 rolls over, comes through the PSAR, comes through the 30 SMA, crosses the VWAP, I get short here. There's my standard risk box. If this breaks below here, the RL10's bottoming level right there. If it breaks below here, that's where I should consider adding a second position. I didn't, but I should have or could have. I exit when the RL10 reverses. And I got a bad fill. I took it at the PSAR. So on 1 unit of risk, we get about 2 units of reward. and that's in about 25 minutes. I get long when the RL10 crosses the SMA 30. So the SMA 30 is this dashed line. So when the RL10 crosses it, it almost did, but didn't, and then it crosses it here, that's where I get long. I'm aiming for a return to the VWAP. I'd like to see it get all the way up to here, the high of the day for the RL10. This is my standard risk. Reverses, comes back through the PSAR, so I exit for a fraction. I get short when it crosses the SMA 30. So here's where that SMA 30 travels now. So that's that dashed red line. It reverses here. So when the RL10 rolls over and crosses here, that's where I get short. Here's my standard risk. That gets a fractional win, about half an hour. That crosses the dragon and the PSAR. I take that early. I might have waited to let it cross the SMA 30, but I look at it this way. It's moved a significant distance away from the VWAP. It found support, and this is like a kata 2, high or low. So when it crosses the dragon and takes out the PSAR, I take that trade with this risk box, and my target is the first target is the SMA 30. The second target is a return to the VWAP. It hit that to the penny. Now, the RL10 never came back and broke through the dragon, so I can just stay in that. It now is surging. I take the exit when it crosses the RL10 crosses the SMA 30. I get short when it crosses the VWAP. I exit when it crosses the SMA 30. I get long. I take the exit going into lunch. A pretty good day on the 1 minute chart in DIA. You could do worse than that. We're pushing all-time highs on the 150-day look back. You can see on the 30-day look back, we're grinding a little bit in here, right near the all-time high, still favorable. The 30-minute chart you can see today was actually a nice little bump. Bullish quiet, a bit of an oversold on 2 days. Risk Z is still favorable. Got a few buy on dip opportunities here in the diamonds, the small caps, Asia less Japan, and mid caps. On the holding X day, today's little minus 0.5 is a minus 0.5 Z score. We're positive over the last 10, 20, and 40 days, but the Z scores are negligible. So this is just a grinding market right now. Nothing overheated about this, actually. And we've seen a little bit of stalling in here on the 1 day and the 5 day. These US markets on the 40 day, all positive Z scores. The globals, pretty much negative Z-scores. So the US still has all the juice. Mostly weakness in the Dow Tactical on today's little selling pressure. In the ETF 30, again, mostly selling pressure. Marijuana was a big seller today. Notice since the Trump election and Biden getting ready to leave, that's had a really negative consequence on the marijuana, medicinal marijuana. Lots to choose from in the auto framer. And in the Four Seasons, an equal split between summer and fall. And mostly weakness in the NDX on both sides of the aisle here. Coca-Cola, one of the few brighter spots. Marijuana, the range stat percentage is the range percentage is extraordinary, large. Clean energy's strong fraud quality never makes it attractive right now. And in the market conditions here, you can see we're still right in the northern edge of the river. It's a bit troublesome that we're starting to see the RL90 roll over. The Trump bump is stalling. And the RL10's Z-score is coming back. So that's a sign of some weakness. And then the volatility may be increasing. So this failure to follow through right now is starting to be a little troubling. It might look like this, which means it could come back to the bottom of the river around 575. So that's a concern. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, that's everything for tonight. We'll get this published and posted. Thanks for your kind attention.